supporting my guys, Nate and Dre Clipper Hands. They did a podcast episode together. If y'all don't know Nate, Nate's day one. He was my client. He was my friend, my client. He was a Division I football player. Then he became a high school coach, and then he became a barber. And I was there throughout that entire journey to where now he runs, you know, him and a couple of our guys in our leadership squad. They run Headlines. They do all the hiring and all that. And six-figure barber, very successful, not just hair cutting, but just as a career, as a man, as a husband, just a great overall guy, man, and full of wisdom. So him and Dre Clipper Hands, you know, they had a hell of a year. We watched Dre open his first shop in Cleveland, you know. That intro was crazy.
When's the last time you volunteered at their booth? When's the last time you took your own money to invest yourself, to pitch yourself in front of them?
Hey, shout out.
When's the last time your class had they
Alex.
But what you want to do, you just want to tag them on an Instagram story?
Yeah.
On a TikTok, and then pray to God that they notice you?
Nathan Galan, also known as Nate Motivates, has one of the most amazing comeback stories. He works with Tune 45, one of the biggest brands in the barbering industry, all while building a six-figure business and co-owning one of the busiest barbershops in Florida.
My mistake I made while teaching, I actually got a DUI 4 games into my first year of coaching. I won my game Friday night. I went to celebrate Saturday. Got pulled over late Saturday night, locked up, released by Sunday night, and I lost my job Monday morning in that order.
Nathan was on track to become a teacher and a coach, but one decision flipped his life upside down.
It got dark, man. It really got dark. I fell into like a 2-week depression. Because you gotta think, man, again, you said what was my goal in life? My goal was be a head coach. I was a full-time PE teacher. I got my degree in education.
Yeah.
I was a PE teacher and I coached. And so for me, it got dark, man, because that's all I ever wanted to do. And then 4 games into my very first year doing it, it was completely taken from me.
But through faith, family, and a pair of clippers, he discovered barbering. And with it, a second chance.
Me, Barber, man, it did everything for me. I mean, it changed my life. You can either be the victim or you can be the victor of your situation. My mentor told me, he said, man, God can do more for you in 1 day than you can do for yourself in 1 year.
Yeah, our barbers can cut anytime they want, Westwood.
Nathan.
Alex, thanks, man.
What has barbering done for you?
Oof, that's a layered answer for that question right there, man.
Can we show love to the editing on this? My dog went crazy with the editing. Shout out to Dre Clipper Hands.
Me, Barber, man, it did everything for me. I mean, it changed my life. You know what I mean? For me, I didn't step into barbering right away. It was almost like a career switch and a lifestyle switch at the same time for me. So for me, barbering changed my life, man. It changed my whole generational type of outlook when it comes to like financials, mindset, community. You know what I mean? It's done a lot for me, man. And so I didn't jump right into barbering right away, but I started asking more questions about it to Chris. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I remember.
So take me back to the moment where...
You know what's crazy, Lex? I mean, you was in the shop when Nate started coming to me. It was at Northdale. He started coming to me, I think it was.
The DUI happens, right? And all in one weekend, really your lifestyle completely shifted. What was that like mentally for you?
It got dark, man. It really got dark. I fell into like a 2-week depression. Because you got to think, man, again, you said what was my goal in life? My goal was be a head coach. I was a full-time PE teacher. I got my degree in education.
Yeah.
I was a PE teacher and I coached. And so for me, it got dark, man, because this is all I ever wanted to do. And then 4 games into my very first year doing it, it was completely taken from me. And so I fell into a dark place, man, but this is why community matters. You know what I mean? This is why the people you surround yourself matters. My family came to my aid. More importantly, my friends, you know, came to my aid and kind of just picked me up. But it was a humbling experience. It was definitely was a humbling experience. But that was, to me, that's what pivoted everything for me, because now I wanted to become my own boss, because I never wanted to have that feeling again.
Wow. What was the job between you getting the DUI, losing the coaching position, to becoming a barber? Did you have any gigs or jobs in between that you took on?
Absolutely. So in between it, I actually took
You can grab that one.
Boy, I went to the archives. Yes, so this is one of the jobs right here. I had to work, before this job though, I actually worked at Publix warehouse. I had to work, you know, still had bills to pay. I moved to a new city, I had rent, I had a car note still, and I worked at a private school. So as soon as they fired me, the check stopped. There was no severance pay, there was no 401k in there, there was nothing.
Yeah.
So I literally had to get a job, and within 2 weeks I worked at Publix warehouse, 4 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And that just made me appreciate working in AC. It made me appreciate like small things in life, you know, because people out there were really, that's all they had to do.
I used to work construction, boy, hell no.
Through Publix, I met someone that told me about
Shout
T-Mobile.
out to them guys.
And this was my first time where I actually started seeing the value of myself, getting commission pay.
Yeah.
Right after this job, I got the Spectrum job, and I still wasn't feeling fulfilled, but I stayed in contact with Chris. And I saw Chris go from 2 barbershops to 6. I saw him go from no one knowing him to a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm in the drawer, man. So I just started asking him, like, yo, you make money in this thing for real?
Bro, this man Nate be having the funniest sayings. I might not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm in the drawer, man. I'm watching.
He's like, yeah, get your license. And you
Yeah, I remember.
Barber.
Yeah.
I remember when he looked at me. He be doing this right here. Yeah, y'all really be making money, bro? He really asked me that.
So,
That's crazy. I couldn't imagine meeting Chris during the time where he was like really building. You know what I'm saying? I know him after the fact.
Yeah.
But to have him in the middle and the mindset he would have been in would have been awesome. So how did Chris Bossio come into your life, like him coming into your life during that time, in what way did he impact like the way you live life, the mindset that you have, and all that type of stuff?
he actually was like the first person, man, to kind of, like, I watched, man, boy, you put out some archives, boy. So, man, me and Chris just developed a good friendship, man. So when I was teaching, I felt as though I was young. So I wanted to make sure I maintained my image. I thought that was big. My grandma always taught me, make sure you look good, you know what I mean? And so I used to get a haircut every week with him, you know what I mean? And he was booked. So every week I'm seeing how booked he is and how much more booked he's getting. And so through that, we just developed a friendship, man. You know what I mean? And we like to call it like a family ship, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The man became family to me, you know what I mean? And so he impacted me in the way of, like, I watched him do what he said even after the feeling in which he said it left. And what I mean by that is that he was just a man of his word. Like, he knew he had a mission. All the way was to change the barber industry. That's always been his mission, you know what I mean, through education. And he gave a lot of it away for free, you know what I mean? So I kind of admire that because it's like he reaped the reward later. You know what I mean? He sacrificed a lot, and so he kind of pointed me in the right direction, gave me that extra nudge. And again, man, I consider him like a brother now. You know
That's
what I mean?
awesome.
Oh, there go the first one right there. Hold on. This is it right here. This is Nate. Big head. So always clown joke about that. Where's it at? My wife texting me. It's important, brother. If I can find it. Oh, there you go right there. He's all the way in the corner. There you go. Look at him. Let's play this real quick. Look at him.
All right, so the barber session's coming March 13th. You
hear
got
my
a week
voice?
left to get tickets. So this is the last time I'm gonna, shout it out.
Bro, I was doing classes back then. This was 9 years ago.
Coming in.
I said it's
so
the last time I'm
using
gonna
code
shout it
Bossio,
out. Shut up.
Check it out. So this is the before and afters, or the befores. As you can see, he had a bald spot. It's a stress spot. It happens to people. Nobody really knows why.
Look at the corded
But, they
masters.
usually
Stop
shoot
playing.
that
The
receiving
slim lines,
area,
bro.
And you also don't waste
The
time
slim lines,
because
kid.
you can-
Nate, you had no business
to the
with that
best of your
thin
ability without
mustache, bro.
raising it, You know what I mean?
Bro, I was look at
I
that
don't
blurry
waste a lot of
fade, man. I was
time,
ahead of my time, bro.
Running over the same.
That looked pretty good, bro. For Beijing,
And this is what it looks like after you shampoo it,
10 years ago.
dry their hair. It looks natural to me. But there's a lot of haters.
I said there's a lot of haters. You see the old 245 logo? That's funny.
Like a really big shift happened when you met Bossio and the whole crew, right? But take me back to when you were growing up. Did you have like an image of what success looked like, whether it be a family member or somebody you knew?
No. I'm one of 5 kids, dog, raised by my grandma. My dad died when I was left us when I was young, but he died when I was 15. So we really didn't have a too strong a relationship. My mom was kind of absent between the age of 10 to 21. You know what I mean? By the grace of God, now she's been a part of my life for over 15 years again. But growing up, I didn't have the typical, mom and dad experience. My grandma was my mom, my dad, and my grandma. You know what I mean? So we was forced to step up in ways.
Man, he's beating the odds. First in his family to buy a house. Boy got an 800 credit score. Bro making over 150,000 a year. Pays taxes. Has the tax returns to prove it. Man, I'm so proud of this man, bro, from where he's come from to where he is, because I watched him do it,
That most kids don't have to.
Why you think I be so fired up about pouring into people? Why you think I'm so big on education and just documenting the process and sharing things and being transparent? Is because I've seen what it could do for the people closest to me.
Step up. You know what I mean? So we had to be, I'm the second oldest. So me and my brother had to be the dads in the family. You know what I mean? The people, the example. And so that's why I took my brotherhood so serious.
And a shop owner. Like last year alone, this man cleared 150, bought his first house, got married, opened his first shop. Just in this last year. 2025 was a crazy year for Nate, bro. And he's not slowing down.
Seriously, because I wanted to make sure I left a good example. because I didn't have it. You know what I mean? And so I think sometimes when you don't grow up with something, you do your darndest to not become what you didn't have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's powerful. What would be your advice to someone who feels like they lost everything?
My mentor told me, he said, man, God could do more for you in one day than you can do for yourself in 1 year. You know what I mean? I've lost a lot. I've been there before, man. I've car repossessed, almost lost my house. One of my friends had to move in with me in order for me to keep my crib. I felt at the lowest of lows, man, but God heals and he restores, man. You just gotta have the faith. What I would say is keep pushing forward. You know what I mean? If you can still wake up, man, that means you can take another step forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not over until you give up. That's the only way it's over.
That's awesome. Do you think football had a big part in shaping that mentality?
Absolutely, bro.
Absolutely.
Sports.
Absolutely, you know, through trainings and just having that mentality of
He didn't really have parents growing up. Sports is the only way a lot of kids, bro, get that instilled in them. That never give up, that grit, leadership, you know, being part of a team, thinking about others, you know, more than yourself, doing things for the better of the mission, being able to learn and follow orders and give it everything you got. Man, sports is life-changing for kids. That's become a big passion of mine now. I spend a lot of time coaching my kids. Now I'm coaching my daughter's basketball team. And, you know, part of that job is instilling in these young kids, they can accomplish anything. And don't be scared of nothing. The only thing you need to fear in life is God, bro. And it's a blessing to be able, that's when I've had barbers who literally cut back, lose money because they want to coach, and I love that. So important. I want to always support that. So I already know. Nate became a Division I football player. You know how hard it is to do that? To become a Division I football player, bro? And not just become it, but follow through and finish all your seasons and get a degree. Coming from where he's from, we got a lot of dope people in the barber industry,
pushing
man.
through and finishing the drill. You know what I mean? Job not done. You know what I mean? All those type of things kind of get
What up, Dre?
hard work pays off. You know, what are you doing when no one else is looking type of vibe? And I kind of took that same approach to barbering. You know what I mean? That's why I have such a sense of ownership, because it's like, yo, just like I earned the scholarship to get a full ride, is the same way I can earn my way to 6 figures and beyond in this industry. It's the same type of mentality, just different fields.
Yeah.
Man, if you don't already know, you've been under a rock. This is my dog, Dre Clipper Hands podcast. It's so dope. And we already gave you your flowers, bro, but I'm going to say it again since you're in here now. The passion I could tell you have for this, you don't got to do this. This don't pay bills. This is his podcast. Yeah, this don't pay bills. The tutorials do, the unboxing, stuff like that. But I could tell you, you know, Dre flew down. He flew down to Tampa to record these episodes. He did one with me. He did one with Beam. He did one with Nate. He put his money up to come out here and do this. And it's almost thankless sometimes, but the editing, the beginning, they were saying it gave him chills. Lex the barber was in here saying, yo, the intro gave me chills. Man, I hope you don't stop doing this because it's dope. I'm going to keep watching them.
Aligns with perseverance.
A burst fade.
Burst fade.
Why a burst fade?
Man, I just feel as though it's simple yet.
I forgot, on top of all that, Nate got some new teeth. That boy got some new teeth. He had a great year, Nate. Boy opened his own shop, bought his own house, got married, got some new teeth. What a great year my dog Nate had. Total, we have 12. We got one in West Palm Beach. We have 4 on the way. With four, we have Echelon City. We may not have Echelon City, actually. What we might have is Hunter's Green, Epperson, Connerton, and Lexington Oaks. So 4 more 2026. So we'll be at 16 locations by the end of 2026. 15 of them will be in Tampa Bay. 15 locations in Tampa Bay. People, I would have never thought that was possible in one city to do.
You know what I mean? It's simple.
Even working as a team as leadership. Leadership is not just from an individual. Leadership is also from it can be born from the system you created within your company. You know what I'm saying? So
to do, but if you mess it,
thank you, Lex.
Mess a mistake,
Lex, that means the world to me, bro. Thank you, brother. I like to look at the comments. You guys know me. Love the content, man. Super inspiring, super encouraging video. Always great to shout out to Nate. Dope hearing your testimony, Nate. Thank you. That's dope, Vince. Vince is my guy. I appreciate the knowledge of your experience. I've been through victim mentality that Yeah, I love it, Eddie. Can I appear on the show? What? He must have a story though. He was inspired by Nate, and he must have a story, bro. He just don't got a following. Low key. But then it could be the exact opposite, and it could be like, yeah, man, I was the MVP in my Pop Warner League. You know what I mean? Like, some people, they just think very highly of themselves. They just want their story heard. Some people are narcissistic, right? Dre, you do run a commission base. Do you run a commission base or booth rent? I think he's doing booth rent, but I could be wrong. Sal the Barber, that's what's up. This was good, man. I enjoyed that.